Moodle 2 has a really useful feature in that it allows you to set up conditional statements. Within this course, you'll see that I have two activities, an end-of-course quiz and an end-of-course document, which is in fact an end-of-course certificate. But you can see that the end-of-course certificate is not yet available to learners. And the reason for this is given below. It says restricted, not available unless you get a particular score in the end-of-course quiz. Looking at the student progress tracking, we can see that the student has attempted this quiz, but they haven't got the required score to open up the end-of-course document. So how do you set up these conditional statements? Well, the first thing you need to do is to turn editing on, and having turned on editing, come down to the activity that you want to place the conditions on, so in our case the end-of-course document, and edit it. Then scroll down until you get to the Restrict Access section. Now, an activity can be restricted by having it only open for a certain date, or in our case we want to restrict its access by getting a score on a previous quiz. So we look for a grade condition, or we set up a grade condition, and we're setting up a grade condition in our case on the end of course quiz, but we can pick any activity that has got a grade attached to it. And then we need to tell the activity also what grade is required. So in this case, on the end of course quiz, our student must get at least 50% and less than 100%. So anywhere between 50 and 100, then that's fine. You can have more than one grade condition, so if they needed to get something in one quiz and they needed to get another grade in something else, then you can set up a number of grade conditions and add as many as you want. If it's not on a quiz, if you want an activity to be completed, then you select the activity completion condition, which again could be as well as. You find the activity that you want to be completed, and then you decide how it needs to be completed. In this case, it must be marked complete. The student tracking progress must show it's complete. But there are alternatives. So it might be that they need to get a certain grade, which is quite useful if it's an assignment that they've uploaded that you grade yourself. And once you've done that, the only other thing you need to do is to say what you want to be showing within the course page. So in my case, I've had the activity grayed out, but showing the restricted information. You could have it so that the activity is completely hidden. I think it's quite an enticement for the learner to know that they'll have that activity once they've achieved something else. And having finished that, you go down to the bottom and say Save and Return to Course. Now, if I go up and go into student mode, switch my role to student mode, and I go down to that quiz to see if I can get my score up to 50%, I'm going to continue my last attempt, and I'm going to finish my attempt by going to question 4, which is the compound H2O is made up of, and I think I know that answer. And I'm going to say check. Excellent, I've got that correct. So hopefully I've now taken my score over the 50%, which I have. So I'm going to submit all and finish. It's going to review all those. I'm not going to go through the review. What I am going to do is come back into the course page and go to the bottom of the list, and now you can see that I can get my end of course certificate. It's been opened up.